Hey, greetings. Welcome back to Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf. Coming at you from the heart of the United States out here in the Midwest, where winter is starting to come along here. It's been pretty chilly out here for a couple of days, so I think the warm days of summer are just about behind us. Now, what I have for you this evening is a bottle that I was lucky enough to come across, and it's a limited edition bottle, so most of y'all may not see it out there. And I know I've done some limited edition bottles that you may or may not ever see, but I kind of feel like I want to do those because you might get lucky and you might find one of these bottles. So my thought process there is, if I have the bottle and I review it with you, we have a drop together, if you happen to see it, you'll at least know whether you should spend your money on it or not, or at least in my opinion, whether you should or not. So this is Hyde Cask Strength, 8 years. Now, we've done some other Hydes over here, and you guys know that Hyde hasn't been my most favorite whiskey on the shelf. Typically, it leaves me wanting for a little bit more. I don't find the flavors to be very good for my palate, but there are only, I think, 13 different bottles out there now, Hydes 1 through 12, and the 8-year cask strength. So it's actually a goal I can set for myself to get all of the Hydes. So I'm almost halfway there. 5 out of 13, we're getting close. So I picked up this bottle and I really wanted to see how it stacks up to the other Hydes, the regular Hydes, if you will. So, 8-year-old cask strength, just like all the other bottles of Hyde. They put the number right on here. They only made 1,000 of these, and this is bottle number 998 of 1,000. So I got close to the end of the run. Bottled in May of 2017. And it is 59% alcohol, so it's 118 proof. Definitely has a little bit of octane in there. This is a single grain whiskey, so again, not really one of the types of whiskey that I particularly enjoy. Single pot still is really where it's at for me. Single grain kind of depends on the whiskey. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. Some of them I find to be just too overbearing, too overpowering. So we're going to give this a shot, and we'll see what their 8-year-old cask strength is from Hyde. Here we go. Wow. All right, so woo! Right off the bat, you are going to know that is 118 proof. Let me tell you what, that bad boy will light you up. All right, it has definitely got some alcohol kick to it. Wow. Woo. Okay, taste. Let's talk about the taste. Blue collar palate time. I'm not going to tell you all of the nuances. They do say that robust single grain spices, touch of cracked black pepper, give away to buttery vanilla and charred oak taste, long and satisfying with a silky combination of oak and barley. All right, here's the deal. I'm not getting the pepper, the vanilla. I mean, I'm sure it's in there. I really am. I can tell you that of the 5 bottles of Hyde that I now have, this is the one I like the best. I think it needs to be cut with a little bit of ice. I would definitely get an ice ball and put it in my glass with a little bit of ice. That's how I typically do my whiskey when I'm having my cigars. I do about 3 fingers and one of my ice balls. And I think that would maybe take some of the heat down a little bit. And I think once you do that, this isn't too bad of a drop of whiskey. I really, really do think it's better than any of the other Hydes. I think it has more character, at least the character that I'm used to, the character that I'm looking for. That's really not a terrible drop of whiskey. It is too bad that there's so much of that alcohol burn in there, the ethanol burn. But overall, it's pretty good. And you know what would be an interesting challenge to this? Might be the Sonderabfüllung. Because the Sonderabfüllung is also single grain, and it is some super high test whiskey. Yeah, this one right here. You know, you're talking, this is 118 proof. Yeah, this is 128 proof. But it is single cask, single grain. So they're kind of along the same lines. Although this is single cask, this comes from various casks. But seeing as they're both single grain and pretty high test, they might be a pretty good choice for each other. So, you know what? Let's just figure it out real quick. Let's grab some Sonderabfüllung here and see how that compares to the Hyde. All right, so this does not have the ethanol burn that the Hyde does. Much, 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 much smoother. However, the flavor profile in here is not, in my opinion, is not nearly as good as this Hyde. I think the complexities in the Hyde, I think the finish of the Hyde is just spot on. Way better than the Sonderabfüllung. Given a choice between these two, I would drink the Hyde all day long. Yeah, I would. The alcohol content or the ethanol burn is definitely higher here than in the Sonderabfüllung, but folks, I think the flavor profile in the Hyde is just way better. So there you go. That is my expert. No, it's not an expert opinion. That is my blue-collar palate opinion of Hyde Cask Strength 8-year single grain whiskey, and throwing it up against Sonderabfüllung just for grins and giggles to see how it compares. Shout out to my new favorite vendors, Hard to Find Whiskey. Find them right there at htfw.com. I will have 2 bottles that I'm getting from them. I'll have those on the show here pretty soon. One is a limited release, and the other one is a fairly common blend. Wanted to kind of throw those 2 in. So if you're looking for something, give them a try, see what they've got. You should like what you see there. So htfw.com, check them out. Also, if you're on Facebook, make sure you find the folks at Irish Whiskey Fans of America. You can find them right here on Facebook. Great group of folks. You know, if you like Irish whiskey and you want to talk to folks who are very knowledgeable about it, you can't go wrong with them. I myself, I'm personally not on Facebook that much anymore. But if you're on there and you look up Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf, I am there. If you leave me a note there, I will get notified of it, and I'll be happy to chat with you on there. So that's all I have this evening. You know, folks, I want you to always enjoy your drops of Irish whiskey, because any reason to have one is a great reason. Just remember to do it responsibly so you can be here next week. I love having these drops of whiskey with you, and I hope we can keep doing it for a while longer. So until we meet again, be well and be safe. All right? Sláinte. Bye now.